Welcome to the 8th video on CSS Layouts. In this video, we're going to add some effects to the image sidebar that we did in the last video. So let's go ahead and open up our web page. Now, a lot of websites are doing these little tricks when you mouse over a particular element, and they'll add an effect to let you know that something's changed since you've moused over this. And also it adds a lot of pizzazz to your web pages. So let's go ahead and set that up. So we'll close out of our web page. Now we don't have to touch our HTML in this video. We've already set up our element, so we don't need to touch the HTML in this video. We're simply dealing with our style sheet. So first, let's add a property here to the image sidebar rule set, and we'll add this right at the end. And I'll just copy and paste in here, and it is the opacity property, and we're going to set that to 1.0. The values are between 0 and 1.0. Now let's go ahead and save this, and we'll open up our web page again, and you're not going to see any change here because 1.0 just represents what the image looks like. And so the values are between 0 and 1. Now, if you made it 0, the image would go completely white. And obviously, we don't want that. So this is the first state. If you'll remember in the last CSS series, we talked about states. So this is the first state. Now, we need to add a rule set for the mouse over. And we use, of course, hover. And so let's go ahead and do that. And we can just put this right below our image sidebar rule set. And I just copy and paste this in here. Now, what we're doing here is, of course, we need our class, and then we need to add hover to it. And this is the mouse over rule. Now, make sure there's no space between this semicolon and this H. Otherwise, it will not work. So just make sure you don't put a space there. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to set this value for the property to 0.4. And this will add whiteness to our image. And so the state will change. So we're going to go from this state right here to this state when we mouse over our image sidebar. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's reopen our web page. And there you can see we've got that cool effect now. So now the user will know when his mouse is over this element. Now that's a little bit fast. Now some people like that. They like that fast transition. Other web designers want to slow that down. And I will show you how to slow that down right now. So let's go back to our style sheet, and we're going to add another property and rule. And we're going to put that right below the opacity property, and it is the transition property, okay? And what we're saying here with this transition property is that the transition from 1 to 0.4 should take 1 second. And so it won't be an instant flip. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's go ahead and open this up. And there you can see we've got this nice transition. It's not as abrupt. Now, you may want to speed that up a little bit, so we could put a half a second in here. And actually, I prefer half a second. So let's go ahead and open up our web page. And you can see it's a little bit quicker now. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video.